Hey everybody, Happy New Year. I am so excited about the 2017 reading year because I've been watching everyone's videos and I just think that 2017 is going to be a great reading year for BookTube. I'm really excited. Before I get into my goals though, I want to do a quick wrap up of 2016 because I wasn't able to do that. So really quickly, I initially set a goal of 50 books for the year, but then I got ahead of schedule somewhere mid-year and then I upped the goal to 60. Shouldn't have done that. I should have just left it at 50, but I upped it to 60 and finished the year with 61 books. The average rating on Goodreads was a 3.3 for the books that I read. The most read genre doesn't surprise me at all. It was thriller suspense. Out of the 61 books, 30 of those were in the genre of thriller and suspense. My most read author, I was kind of surprised, was James Patterson. I know a lot of people don't like James Patterson and all his co-authored, assembly line books, but I those are my go-to books when I want to get one in for my goals. See, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in my 2017 um, part of this video. How my reading is going to change for next year. But James Patterson, 5 books. J.D. Robb / Nora Roberts, same person. I did 4 of her books, and then 3 books each by Kristen Hanna and Linwood Barclay. I read 41 books by women, 20 by men, but only 19 books by people of color, and that kind of surprised me when I look at my bookshelves. And I think about my favorite authors. I really thought I would have read more people of color in 16 and I didn't. So that's something that I hope to change in 2017. But my top 5 books for the year would be number 5, Before We Visit the Goddess by Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni. I really did enjoy the book. It's a complex relationship between 3 generations of women in the same family, how they distrusted each other, they would communicate with each other, and how all the pain and heartache that they caused one another. I thought it was very well written, and I enjoyed that. Number 4, The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. Thought the book was really, really good. As a matter of fact, somebody gave me the book at work because they always see me reading. And I read it, I enjoyed it, shared it with my teammates. It went around the team. Everybody read it but 2 people, but all of us loved it. We had great conversation on that book. Small Great Things by Jodi Picoult is number 3. I really did like this book. There are a couple of things I had issue with, but overall, I thought she did a great job with this book. And Audra McDonald narrated, and I loved it. I loved hearing the angst and pain in her voice as she read the character of Ruth Jefferson. And I just really enjoyed the book, so I would recommend that one definitely. Number 2, Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I think that's how you say her name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, but I loved Americana. Thought it was absolutely fantastic. I think it needs to be required reading in schools, especially in colleges. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's just fantastic. And then number 1, The Book of Harlan by Bernice L. McFadden. I can't say enough about that book. I get so excited even when I think about it, when I talk about it. It's a masterpiece. And I just wish I could get into her head and know how she writes these books. I loved the Book of Harlan. And speaking of Bernice L. McFadden, and watching Dee Dee's from Brown Girl Reading her 2017 goal video, and she says she's going to be reading a lot of Bernice L. McFadden's books in 2017. I can't wait to see her reviews on them, especially Nowhere is a Place. I loved it. And Dee Dee, if you're watching, I hope you love that book too. I just love Nowhere is a Place. I don't know, I just love that book. I thought it was very well written. So I can't wait to watch you this year, Dee Dee, and see your reviews on Bernice's other books. Um, Overall for 2016, though, I wasn't thrilled with what I read. And I think it's because I set that high goal, so I just ended up pulling any and everything off the shelves to either read or listen to on audio. And I don't want to do that for 2017. I want to be a lot more selective in what I read next year. So I'm going to have a relaxed year of reading, I hope. My Goodreads goal is only 25 books. I wouldn't set a goal at all, except I know me. If I don't set a goal, I'll get lazy and I won't read anything. But I set a goal of 25 books so I don't have to stress over what I'm going to read, and I can take my time and pick out some hopefully really good books to read from my shelves. Um, and two, I have other hobbies that I enjoy, like crocheting and painting a little bit, and journaling, crafting. I love doing those things, and I want to devote more time to those things as well. So I'm going to cut back on trying to read 60 books in a year. Speaking of reading my shelves, I did, if you go back on my channel back in like 2013, I did all these book haul videos, and my goal at that time was to read as many of those books as I could, and the ones that I didn't want to keep, donate those back to the Literacy Association where I got most of them. Well, that never happened. The books have been here on the shelves since 2013. So I really need to dig into that stash and start reading these books. What makes it so bad? I'm a volunteer at the Greenville Literacy Association, and guess what I tutor? Reading, right? So I could have, during the whole spring and summer where I was going every week, I could have been taking books back, but I was too busy reading books from the library to read the ones on the shelf. So I'm definitely going to make a change regarding that next year. Um, Denise D. Cooper had mentioned that in her video, read what's on your shelves and don't get so many books from the library. And Musical Tati posted about that and said, hey, who's up for this challenge? And I'm like, me, I'm up for that challenge. And the hashtag is Backlist Buddies. So there's nothing special you have to do to join in. Just if you're reading books from the shelves, just hashtag it with Backlist Buddies. Also, I want to read more books by Donald Goins. I love Donald Goins. I don't know why. His books are full of drug use, profanity, misogyny, what else? Violence, crazy, just really, really crazy. But I enjoy his books. So, and I've started collecting those. So I hope to read more of those books this year too. But I want it to be a relaxed reading year. I will go to the library still to get as many audiobooks as I want, and maybe pick out maybe one or two books a month from the shelves to check out. That way I don't miss new releases that I really want to read, or books by my favorite authors. But really, the majority of what I read in 17 is coming from my shelf. I've already picked out my first book, which is The Kite Runner. And I know a lot of people have already read this book. I loved A Thousand Splendid Suns. I really, really loved that book. And I also enjoyed In the Mountains Echo. I think this was his first book, if I'm not mistaken. But I can't wait to read this book. It's supposed to snow this weekend. We're supposed to be snowed in. So I think I'm going to get into it tomorrow, get started on it. And I'm really looking forward to reading this book. So down in the comments below, let me know, what are you reading this weekend? Oh, I almost forgot one other thing. Tira made me this shirt. That's my son's girlfriend, KaytheReader. I thought that was really nice. We had to work on this spacing in the front a little bit if we do another shirt. But I thought this was really nice. She made this for my birthday. And you can check out their channel as well. She and my son have a channel, The QT Couple, here on YouTube, where they're vlogging and sharing their experience in becoming first-time parents. So that is my 2017 video, my 2016 wrap-up video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you're reading, and have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.